everyone, it's Dawn and welcome to this final project in our series of A to Z of Christmas. Can you believe we're at the end already? I know I can't. So it's been quite a journey, almost a video every day apart from a couple of days break, but we got there in the end, so thank you to those who stuck with me till the end. I do appreciate it. Otherwise I'm just sitting here talking to myself, but which we do on a daily basis sometimes, but there you go. So today is Z, and today's Z is for Z Fold card. And as this is the last one in the series, I thought we'd be a bit extravagant and we're going to make a double Z Fold card, but it's nothing to worry about, nothing complicated. So you will need two pieces of card. I'm using a coloured card, but if you want to use a plain white card stock, that's absolutely fine. But if you're using a coloured one, you'll need a mat to go on the back, but we'll deal with that in a minute, no worry. So you will need two pieces. If you want to make a single piece or a single Z Fold card, you will need one piece, but for a double, you will need two pieces of card that measure 6 by 10. And you will need to score, and I forgot my score tool, but never mind, I'll use a pair of scissors. And so if you haven't got a pair of score tool, just use a pair of scissors closed. And we're going to score it at 6 inches and 8 inches, just like that. I've already done that just to save some time. So that's all you need to do. One piece or two pieces, whichever way you're doing it, of 6 by 10, and you're going to score at 6 and 8 inches. And you're going to do the same with the other piece of card. And so what we're going to do, we're going to fold it in. The first fold, we're going to fold in like that, give it a good sharp crease. And then on the outer one, we're simply going to fold backwards like that. So if we turn this round, when you stand it up, you've got your Z. So that's why it's called a Z Fold card. And I have done another one in exactly the same way. And what we're going to do, we're going to turn this around. Actually, do you know what? I think we might have to pop you out just a little bit so that you can see. That's better. So we might be all right when we get there. So I'm going to use I'm going to use blue runner tape this time, only because my red runner tape's run out. But any runner tape will do. Or you can use glue. I'm just using runner tape because it's cleaner and quicker. So I'm just going to put some of that down there. Just make sure we cover those edges and the corners, because what we don't want it lifted. So we'll just pop that over there. We'll need it again a bit later, not just yet. So bring that in like that. And all we're going to do, we're quite simply going to line the two 6-inch panels, one over the top of the other, one over top of the other. Give it a good press like that. And then you will have a piece that looks like that. And it will all fold down quite nicely into a 6 by 6. So it'll go into a 6 by 6 envelope. So that's great. And when it stands up, it stands like that. So there's our card base done. That was easy, wasn't it? Now obviously we need to make this a bit more jolly. And I'm just using up scraps or leftover bits of paper from pads. So this is a great one for using maybe some of the bigger scraps or just odd pieces. If you've got pads, if you've got paper pads that you've got odd bits left over or bits of a paper sheet left over, this is the project for that. So we're going to, first of all, deal with the middle part. And for that, I'm going to use, this is only paper, so I'm only going to use, I don't need a strong glue for that, so I'm going to use a glue stick. And this piece measures 5.5 by 5.5 inches. And I'm just going to turn it over. This is double-sided, but I wanted the other side because it was more festive. So I'm just going to put some glue on the back. Again, make sure you get into those corners and around the edges because we don't want them lifted. So we're going to do that right now. We're going to get this middle part sorted out first because it'll make it look more festive. So I love these poinsettias. I'm not quite sure if there's a right way or wrong way. I don't think they're directional, but we're going to put it that way. I don't think it makes much difference, to be honest. But and again, for this, because we're going to use it to create a frame with the red card, or in this case it's red card, our card base. If you use glue, you've got time to slide it into place. So there we go, that's a start to it. Now, I've got a lovely little sentiment, which I've cut out from the same paper pack, actually. But if I put it, I'll show you what I've done. I've cut it out, but I think if we put it on there like that, it's going to get a bit lost. So again, I've cut another mat, and this measures, I think it's 4 by 4. Let me just double check. Yes, it's 4 by 4. And so that will go down there. So I was just double checking. Yeah, sentiment mat 4x4. Wonderful. I was just making sure I wasn't giving you the wrong measurements. But it doesn't really matter. You can do these measurements however you like, really. It depends on what size border you want around the edge of your mats and layers. If you want a bigger border, cut this smaller. If you want a narrower border, cut this bit bigger. That's how it works. So, but I like a little, because this is such beautiful paper, I do want a bit of it seeing. I want it showing. So I'm going to make mine a 4x4 so you can still see some of that lovely poinsettia around the outside. And I have got this sentiment, as I said, and I'm going to just pop that in the middle like that. Oh, there's a reindeer. Where did that come from? Okay, well that wasn't planned, but I'll see if we can wangle him in somehow. Where did he come from? He must have been a leftover from another project, so we'll see what we can do with him in a minute. So if you get any sticky stuff on your fingers like I've just done, because this is a thick glue stick, so it does ooze out a bit, but don't worry, it will dry clear. All glue will dry clear, so it won't be seen. But on the also on my desk, I've just found this gorgeous little reindeer. It wasn't I wasn't planning to use it. It must have been a leftover, so we could have put him. Shall we put him on there? Oh, let's. It wasn't part of my plan. So any embellishments you've got that are left over, he's a self-adhesive one. So it's got one of these little self-adhesive pads at the back. So I wasn't planning to put a reindeer on there at all. Shall we put him there? Oh yeah, that looks quite cute, doesn't it? Yeah, let's put him there. Unplanned. Oh, there you go. So if you want to put any embellishments, do that. Now, what we need to do now, you could put mats on this inside if you want to. But to be honest, you don't need to, because once it's standing up, you won't really see it. If you want to, you can, but I'm not going to. But before I forget, what we are going to do, we're going to deal with the back, because if you've got a coloured cardstock, you'll need somewhere to write your message. So I've got a white piece of card which measures 5.5 by 5.5, and again I'm going to use my runner tape for this. So if I just pop that up so that you can see me doing this, so not that it's terribly complicated, but it's nice to see something going on. So we'll just run some tape on like that. There we go. And that's going to go on the back. So I'm just going to put that on the central panel at the back. And that will give you plenty of room to write your own message or stamp a message, whatever you want to do. And we are going to put a couple of mats on these outsides. As I say, I'm not going to do the middle, the central parts. If you want to, you can. It'll be the same measurement. But you will need 2 strips of pattern paper, which measure 5.5 by 1.5. And I'm going to use these ones. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. So again, because it's only paper, I'm going to use my glue stick. But if you wanted to, I wouldn't use tape actually, not on paper, because it's prone to tearing. But you could use a stronger glue if you want to, if you're using a thicker cardstock. But as this is only paper, to be honest, it doesn't need it. It is beautiful, but it doesn't need anything particularly strong to stick it down. So we are going to just pop that there like that. And I'm going to put the other one on the other side like that on that side. So we'll just slide that over a little bit. We'll just put some glue on there like that. Nice thick application of glue, or thickish. It doesn't have to be too thick. It's only paper. So we'll pop that down there for a second. And it's not directional, but it doesn't really matter. It's just a matter of choice, I think, in this particular case. But if you are using directional paper, make sure that you get it the right way, because you don't want it upside down. But this one is fine. Now, if you wanted to, you could leave it like that, and it'll still all fold into a 6x6 envelope. But as this is the last one, I thought we'd indulge in a little bit of extra extravagance. Nothing too complicated. Well, it's not complicated at all, really. What I've done is I've cut some stars, one in our red card base and one in gold. These are from a nesting set of stars. You don't have to use stars. In fact, you don't have to do this step at all if you don't want to. But this is just pure indulgence on my part. And again, I am going to use my runner tape. And we're going to just pop some tape on all 5. In this case, it's a 5-pointed star. So we're going to pop some tape on there. And what we do, let me just slide that to one side for a second and pop that up there. And we're going to line it up before we lay it down, like that. and just stick it into place. Now I'm going to put one, you could either just do, you could do none if you like, you could leave it like that, or you could have one sticking over like that, or like that. But because it is the last one, sorry you couldn't see that, I do beg your pardon, like that one. But as it is the last project, I've made another one, or cut another one, in exactly the same way, and we're going to have two of them. And so what I'm going to do this time, just to give it a little bit more dimension, I'm going to use a foam pad. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to stick my foam pad in the middle, roughly in the middle. I'm going to eyeball it. You don't have to put it in the middle. You could actually turn this into a bridge card if you wanted to and put something in the bottom and have something popping up. You can do what you like with this. You can fiddle about and design till your heart's content. But I think we'll just stick with something relatively simple. And I'm going to put that over there so that those points line up with more or less the edge of our pattern paper on this bit here. And I'm going to do the same, I'll leave that there for a minute, on the other one. So this is just these foam pads that you get on these sheets. And I'm going to pop that one roughly in the same place. So we're going to lay it down like that, take off the backing tape, and again, line it up with the edges of our cardstock and push it down. And there we go, guys. That is our Z for Z fold card. And it's still, even with that, it still folds up flat, or folds down flat, I should say. It still folds down flat into a lovely 6x6. So this will go into an envelope. And when you stand it up, if I rock it backwards, if you stand it up, it looks lovely. Even though we didn't intend to put that little deer in the middle, I think he looks quite cute. So there you go, guys. There is our Z for Z fold card. And that is the entire series of our A to Z of Christmas completed. So if you stayed with me till the end, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. And thank you to anyone who might have just been watching your favourite ones or thought, oh, quite fancy that one, or L or WEM or whatever. So whatever part of this series you've watched, I do appreciate it. Thank you to those who subscribed. I've had more new subscribers in this series than I have since I started my channel over 2 years ago. So thank you very much to all of our subscribers. I do appreciate it. And for all of you who are just drifting by to find out what I'm up to. So that's it for our A to Z of Christmas. But it's not the end of this channel, of course. So I will be back. I'm going to have a couple of days off now just to catch up on other things that I haven't quite got done. And to have a little bit of a rest. So I will be back in a few days' time now with another Christmas project. And I will see you very soon. And in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Do take care, stay warm, stay safe, have fun, and as always, happy grafting. Bye bye for now.